Morning, welcome to Zaganella Cooks. Today we'll be doing a cabbage-based dietary soup with very little salt in it. This is great for dieting, which I'm on because I've got to lose a little more weight. It helps you shed the water and shed and clean out yourself. It's almost like a detox. So what we'll be putting in it is you can use any herb that you want. You can use cilantro. I've got basil here because I really like basil and I like the flavor of basil. The only salt we'll be using in this particular soup is a little bit of chicken stock to add seasoning to it. That's it. Everything else is just fresh and good. And we'll be adding a can of diced tomatoes. You can add 2 cans. You don't have to use a regular cabbage. You can use Brussels sprouts. I've made it with Brussels sprouts as well. But you can't put in potatoes or any starches like that in it. It has to be just a base soup. And this is your soup that you eat. You probably have to, if you do a week's diet, you'll probably have to make 2 pots for the week because you'll be quite hungry. So the first day is, I'll actually post the recipe and post the dietary needs for the week, which is quite good. And you'll feel much better after a week of doing this. So in here you have cabbage, fresh chopped garlic, and basil. Here you have, this is actually 1 green pepper, which was very big, about 3-4 carrots, 2 stalks of celery, and here you have 2 whole white onions. You have a little bit of, about 3 tablespoons of dried chicken stock, and then you have a can of diced tomatoes. Now what we do with the diced tomatoes, or any cans that we open, we always wash them down with soap and water because of the possibility of viruses and bacteria being attached to them. So I always wash them down. And also with the fruits and veggies that I use a tiny bit of soap, a drop of soap in the water when I wash off my fruits and my veggies before I actually make them. So yesterday we made some watermelon juice, which we're gonna make as we're making the soup. We're gonna make some watermelon juice as well. And the fruit salad, I washed off all the fruit with a little bit of, just a drop of soap, and then made sure it was rinsed off very well. So what we'll start with is we'll put these items in. So I'm gonna first put in the chicken stock. That'll go in, and we'll just give it a quick stir so it adds a little bit of flavor. Then we'll add in the onions. This can all go in at once because it just has to cook down a little bit. It's actually a great soup. You can add some fresh lemon into it. You can add spices of any sort that you want. And this will just take it and add some more water as my lovely wife comes over. And we'll put this cabbage and garlic and everything in. Make sure we scrape it out. We'll give it a little mix in there, add a little more water because it seems pretty full, but all the veggies will cook down quite well. And with the chicken stock, there's enough salt in there, which you don't need to use a lot of salt unless it's like a nice sea salt or the pink salt that my wife loves. So I'm going to add a bit more hot water to it.
How much water did you start off with?
This pot here, I don't know measurements, but I did about 1/3 of the pot of water to start off with. Then I add all the veggies and I top it up with water just to be above the cabbage so that it cooks down, because then it'll cook down, the veggies will cook down and it'll be a really delicious soup because there's no additives. We'll start like that, and if we need a bit more water, we can always add the water later to do this. So now what we'll do is I'm just going to wash these up because, as my wife knows, I can't function unless I clean everything down. So just washing all this up, and there's nothing greasy in here, and I'm going to turn it on cold. I'm going to get out a little bit of filtered water to add to the watermelon juice. So we have this Brita, which is fantastic for filtering. Now here's our fruit salad. Ashley likes to eat a lot of fruit salad too. In here we have fresh mango, watermelon, Bartlett pears, and grapes, and strawberries. And today's diet, yesterday was the soup with veggies, and I could eat as many veggies as I wanted, carrot sticks, celery, broccoli, cauliflower. And then today, the soup, I have the soup and I can eat fruit, as much fruit as I want. So I made fruit salad, which we have in the fridge all the time. We're always making fruit salad. So I'll just put this over here and close it up. And what we'll do, I don't add any sugar to the watermelon juice because obviously, you know, the dietary needs. And I made it for my wife last night and I didn't tell her that I added the sweetener, which is the Splenda, to it. But this was a gift from somebody. So what we'll do is we'll just scrape the watermelon into here. And then you're wondering why we have a strainer. Well, my wife does not like any pulp in it at all. So what you're seeing in here in the bottom of this is the watermelon juice itself. So you can add lemon into this. We learned how to make this down in Belize, because in Belize they drink a lot of watermelon juice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these packets. You can buy like boxes of Splenda with it in bulk. I didn't do that because I didn't know I was going to do this, but we'll add this in. I've got about 6 packs here. Yep, 6 packs of Splenda to add in. You can add in a little fresh lemon juice. And I'm going to throw this in the garbage. Just 1 second. We're going to add water, filtered water to this. Not a lot, but a little bit of filtered water. Probably a few cups of water anyway. And then this is the greatest blender ever, I have to tell you. And then I'm going to turn it on. We're going to blend it down. And we'll put it on low. That's all you need. I'm going to get my wife to try it. Can I have a glass there, hun? See if there's enough Splenda in it. It should be enough. But she's the one with the sweet tooth, so. I said I was going to make pasta Alfredo, but I can't eat it. So I have to make it for my wife. So she didn't want any pasta Alfredo, so I can't make it just yet, but I will make it. Is there enough sugar in that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good. So now what you have to do with this to get the pulp out is you bring it over. I'm going to take this out. And what we'll do is we'll strain it to make sure it's okay. I have another red ladle right here. And we'll pour some in. Just slowly. And it actually, I have to say, it did taste a little bit better last night after I strained it for my wife, because I bought the watermelon yesterday. And you can add a little lemon. You can add vodka to this. You can make your cocktails with this. Watermelon margarita. You can make anything you want from this. So this will take out the pulp that we have. The extra, there's a little bit of juice still in there. So, see all that pulp that's kind of left in there? She doesn't like that at all. So, this makes a great frozen drink with vodka or rum in it. rum is especially nice. Now I'm just gonna bang that off in there, and I'm gonna pour some more in here. And then we'll there we go, all out. And then as you strain it, you need to move it around a little bit. If you get cheap strawberries, you can make a strawberry drink like this too, and just section out, take out all the pulp from the strawberries because it can get a little too much with the seeds. My dad used to make a strawberry drink in Italy that was like to die for. Everybody came from everywhere to drink it. So, now we have this beautiful watermelon juice right there. And if you stick that in the fridge and add rum to it if you want, or add a little fresh orange juice, a little fresh lemon juice, you can have a great cocktail with fresh juice. I had a rum punch made with fresh watermelon juice and fresh orange juice and fresh lime juice in Belize. I never drink. I couldn't stop drinking that. It was so delicious. Anyways, let's add in the tomatoes to the soup so it cooks down. You see it bubbling up here. So everything's clean there, nice and tidy. And then you just have to let this cook. And it'll have a great flavor. It'll have enough salt. You can add lemon to it. You can add chili peppers, whatever you like. If you like it a little bit spicy, you can add a tiny bit of curry. If you want a curry soup. You just can't add any proteins like beans or anything. Just the ingredients that I showed you, which is peppers, carrots, onions, celery, cabbage, and then the herbs that you like. We have a beautiful cilantro plant growing out in the balcony, which I like cilantro in my soup. So this will cook down now for a little bit, and we'll come back and take a look at this, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's cooked. Talk to you soon. Absolutely delicious. Very little salt. The flavor is fantastic. Great for your dietary needs. You'll be able to lose, if you do this week's diet, for anybody that's a little bit overweight, you'll be able to lose probably anywhere between 10 and 20 pounds for the week and a couple of inches on your waist. So I did it before, and Ashley can assert you that I did lose a lot of weight. I was like getting quite chunky. And so I did this for 1 week, and then I decided to extend for a second week. And I got down 2 sizes in pants. And then I came off it, and I started eating everything with my wife. And I can't do that because as an older guy, it's a little more difficult to lose the weight, and the gyms and being in lockdown and so on, there's no way of getting into a gym and actually working out. So I had to go to the dietary side of things to really watch what I was doing. I've always worked out my whole life, and Ashley and I started running, but over the last little while it's become a little bit more difficult to run, so I have to really watch what I eat. And this is great for your cholesterol, for your blood pressure, to bring that weight down, and it fills you up. When we post this video, I'll post the actual recipe for it, which I'm going to start doing all the time now, putting the recipe up on the site with every menu item that we make. And you know, for me it's been difficult with recipes because I judge most of my cooking by the way it looks and the way I know how to make it over the years of working with food. But I will put the recipe down in the week. It's 1 week of doing this diet, this cabbage soup diet, and the food's fantastic. You get to eat protein at the end of the week. Tomorrow I get to have baked potato with a little bit of butter on it. I choose to have avocado or extra virgin olive oil on it instead. I try not to have the butter, but you can add the seasoning and herbs and stuff. Just no cheese or sour cream and stuff. But I tell you, you enjoy your potato on the 3rd day. And then on the 4th day, you get to eat some, I think it is some protein on the 4th day.
Yeah, I think it's beef.
I think it's beef, but I swapped it to chicken. But we do have a lot of beef in the freezer. So we will be eating some beef on the, I think the 4th or 5th day, I think it is. Mm-hmm. The last day is rice and combination, I think, of rice and protein. So if you want to try this, the soup and this diet, especially to fit into those bathing suits and those shorts for the summer, I'll post this on Friday and you'll see that it's a fantastic diet. Okay? Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you next time.